Hello, hi, welcome to Study Clinic. First of all, I thank you for the astounding support that you have given for my first video lesson, Love for Animals. In this episode, let us study about the first lesson of 6th standard, The Lighthouse. So before getting into the lesson, I will show you few things. You have to observe it and you have to remember its usage. Are you ready? Okay. So here is the first item, second one, and the third one, next one. Hello, hi. So here is the last one. Okay. So I hope you observed the items carefully and you have remembered the usage. Okay, dear children, now let us think the other way. If these things were not invented, what would be the situation? Because these are the path-breaking inventions made by our genius scientists, right? For example, if the bulbs were not invented, what would be the situation? Hello, switch on the lights, please. Okay. And one more example. If the internet was not invented, what would be the situation? We would not have had the lessons, right? Okay. So, for you, in page number 1 in your textbook, there is an exercise. So, you have to read it carefully and you have to fill it. Okay? Now, let us get into the lesson. Have you seen the lighthouse? No? Okay. Let us visit a lighthouse now. Wait. Don't forget to wear mask when you go outside. Have you seen the lighthouse? How was it? Wonderful, right? Okay. Now let us read the lesson. Unit 1, Prose, The Lighthouse. Now let's read the lesson on the invention and uses of the lighthouse. Rajiv and his father Madhav were very happy that day. Rajiv was especially thrilled because his father would take him out on a visit to the lighthouse. They started out in the evening by 5 p.m. and reached the shore by 6 p.m. Madhav pointed out to the lighthouse in the distance. It was a tall, strong building in the shape of a tower with powerful lights at the top. Rajiv asked his father, "Papa, what is the use of these lighthouses?" Madhav said, "They help the sailors to know where the land is and what place they are near. Sometimes they are on the seashore and sometimes in the sea. They are in places which are dangerous to ships and they help to warn and guide the sailors." Rajiv was curious. He said, "But how do they work?" Madhav replied, "Modern lighthouses use powerful electric lights." Rajiv asked, "But what about those days when there was no electricity?" Madhav laughed. "You are a clever boy, my son. In olden days, wood fires would be lit in high places on the shore. Later, a large number of candles were used with glass around them to keep out the wind. You know, Rajiv, in those days before lighthouses were built, sailors who got lost in the sea had no way of getting back to land. They also had the danger of dashing against high rocks in the darkness in the sea or being unable to see which was a safe place to land. These lighthouses guided them to safety." Rajiv asked, "Papa, when was the first lighthouse built?" "I don't know, my son," Madhav replied. "But I believe that in the olden days, many fishermen were lost in the sea and were unable to return home. The people on the land were worried and yet helpless to guide them. Then a group of clever young men hit upon this idea. They collected a few huge logs and lots of dry branches and set fire to them. They were laughed at by elders, but they continued to keep the fire burning. In the early hours of next morning, the fishermen sailed home. They said that they had been guided from the land and saved only because of the light of this fire, which they had seen from a distance. Rajiv exclaimed, "How clever of the humans!" Madhav said, "Yes, now shall we go home after you have your favorite ice cream?" Rajiv said, "Oh, yes, Papa, thank you." Dear learner, I hope you have read the lesson twice, right? Okay. Now let us understand the new words introduced in this lesson. The first one is thrilled. What do you mean by thrilled? So thrilled means the feeling of excitement. If you see something new or something humongous, you always feel excited, right? So that is called as thrilled. The second one introduced is sailor. What do you mean by sailor? The person who travels in the sea is called as sailor. It could be boat, it could be ship, whatever. The person who sails in the sea is called as sailor. The next new word introduced is shore. What do you mean by shore? The land next to the sea is called as shore. For example, the land next to the river is called as bank of the river. In the same way, the land next to the sea is called as seashore. Dear learner, now you have comprehension 1 and comprehension 2 questions. In comprehension 1, you have 7 questions. And in comprehension 2, you have 3 questions. Total 10 questions are there. You have to go through the lesson again carefully. Then you will find the answer by yourself. If you still not able to get the answers are there in the description below. But try to get the answer by yourself. Okay, dear learner, now I will introduce you a wonderful aspect of English grammar, that is suffixes. What is suffix? Suffix is a word which is added at the end of another word. You will get a new word with different meaning. I will give you one example. Help is a verb and less is another word. If you add less to the help at the end, you will get helpless. So it is a new word with new meaning. That is called as suffixes. Understand? Let us analyze one more example. Beauty is a word and full is another word. If you add full at the end of beauty, you will get beautiful. Right? So beautiful is another word. So this is called as suffixes. Dear learner, now let us do the exercise in your textbook. Are you ready? First one. Don't dry my red shirt in the sun. It will become colorless. Second one. There isn't enough drinking water in our place. The situation is helpless. This apple is not fresh. It has become useless. I emptied all the contents of the bag. Now it is weightless. I don't know what to do next. I am feeling hopeless. Raju is a strong boy. He is fearless too. Okay, dear learner, now you have one interesting activity. Dear learner, now close your eyes and listen to this. Rajiv and his father Madhav visited a lighthouse. The lighthouse was built on the seashore. When they went there, Rajiv heard the whistling of whales, seagulls crying, the wind roaring, birds chirping, slashing waves, and water gushing when a ship sailed. I hope you have heard many sounds. Now, classify them into soft sounds and loud sounds. Dear learner, now let us understand one more important aspect of English grammar, that is describing words or adjectives. What is adjective? Adjectives are the words which adds something to the noun. You know, noun is naming words. The adjectives describes the noun. For example, rose is a noun. Red rose. So red is describing word which adds something to the rose, or it says the quality of the rose. So that is called as describing words or adjectives. So one more example. Man is a noun, as you know, and tall is another word. If you add tall to the man, you will get tall man. So tall is adjective because it describes the quality of man. So that is what we call it as describing words or adjectives. Now let us analyze the exercise in your textbook so that you can understand it better. In your textbook, some of the most used describing words are given. Now let us check the nouns associated with the describing words. First one, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Bright day. Neat handwriting. Clever boy. Huge wave. Warm water. Cute puppy. Long road. Short story. So with this, I conclude today's episode. Hope you have liked the lesson. If you like the lesson, please share, like and subscribe our channel and support us for more videos, and press the bell icon for instant notification. So with this is Sunil signing off from Study Clinic. Bye.